Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on, what day are we? Wednesday, the 16th of September. And I hope you're having a wonderful week. It's hump day, folks. Yes, we're halfway through the week, heading towards the weekend. Hi, I'm Paul, and I will be your host this morning. In the news this morning, we have dates for the Bledisloe Cup tests in New Zealand. We got results from the Giro Rosa and the Tour de France. We'll update on how Ryan Fox did in the golf. A rookie mistake costs Dixon in the Indycar. We'll update you on the NBA playoffs as well. But let's start off with and obviously we'll have NRL news from Stephen and birthdays as well amongst all of that. Let's start with the cycling though, and a day in the mountains break was allowed to go away, and finally Bora Hansgrove managed to get their stage win. They've been trying really hard and come up close a number of times, but Leonard Carmen managed to get the win this time. So congratulations to him on the stage win. There's no alteration to the general classification. Overall, Roglic still leads Pogačar by 40 seconds, with Rigoberto Urán in third. The reason that this break was allowed one of the reasons the break was allowed to go away and not chase down was that Primož Roglic only has a 40-second lead, and there are bonus seconds on the finishing line. So by letting that go, letting all the breakaway people who are out of contention for the overall suck up those bonus seconds, it means that his challengers can't catch bonus seconds up on him as well. So some of the tactics going on there in the Tour de France over in the Giro Rosa, and congratulations to Marianne Vos, who sprinted out of a reduced group to pick up her second stage win of the Giro Rosa. Annemiek van Vleuten still leads that one, the world champion, and strong favourite coming into the race. But Michaela Harvey from New Zealand, who rides for a Keep Paul car, is riding very well. She's currently in fifth overall in the general classification for that race. And the Giro Rosa is the biggest female stage race of the season, so to see her so high up in what is the biggest race is very, very impressive. I'm going to hand you over to Stephen now, who's going to take us through our birthdays this morning.
Morning, Paul, and ngā mahara mai ki tēnei kaupapa. Great to have everybody on listening to or viewing New Zealand Sport Radio this morning. In birthdays today, a current Central Pulse netballer, a very promising cyclist, and we start with a very good female cricketer. In fact, it's all about our wahine ma this morning, and that's where we start. Our first birthday today is Suzy Bates, born this day, the 16th of September 1987, is a current cricket player. She plays for the women's cricket team, the White Ferns. Now, she plays for the Otago Sparks in the State League, and the Southern Vipers in the Women's Cricket Super League, and also obviously the national team, the White Ferns. She currently holds the highest score and highest batting average in the New Zealand Women's 2020 cricket team. She won the ICC Women's ODI Cricketer of the Year in 2013, and she won the same title again in the ICC Women's ODI and T20 Cricketer of the Year in 2015. So a very impressive cricketer. Remember, we had Emily Drum on yesterday morning, so we got a lot of very promising female cricketers coming through the game, not to mention the retired one yesterday. Moving right along, Emily Collins, born this day, the 16th of September 1990, is a cyclist. Now, she is very, very promising. She competed at the 2013 UCI Women's Road Race in Florence, and since then she's racked up some pretty good performances along the way. That's Emily Collins. And Finally, Elizabeth Manu, born this day, the 16th of September 1986, is a netball player who currently plays for the Central Pulse. Manu previously played with the Canterbury Tactics in 2008, having been a member of the Canterbury race side in the National Cup at that time. She is a former member of the New Zealand secondary schools and New Zealand under 21 netball team. He nui kia koutou katoa, and back to you, Paul Kayakwe.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for those birthdays. Moving on then to the Indycar. In the Indycar at the weekend, Will Power, the Australian, won the first race in mid-Ohio. In the second race, Colton Herrera won that one as Scott Dixon made a rookie mistake. He went in with a bit too much aggression on the exit of one of the corners and spun out onto the grass. He managed to keep it going though, and managed to get back and finish 10th place for the on the weekend. He got in that one. So not a great weekend for Scott Dixon. Remember, he won the opening 3 races of the season. He's only won 1 race since then. But Joseph Newgarden is the only other person who's managed to win more than 1 race all season. And with 3 races left to go, Scott Dixon still leads the overall championship. The 2nd and 3rd of October, and then the 25th of October will be the final race there in that one. Moving on then to the US Open, and in the tennis, it was between Zverev and Thurman for the in the final. Zverev took a 2-set lead, 6-2, 6-4 in this one, before losing the next 2 sets, 4-6, 3-6. Thiem then won the final set 7-6 on a tiebreak. So Thiem picking up his first ever Grand Slam title, the world, the number 2 seed, there in the tournament. So congratulations to him, and also coming back from 2 sets down. An amazing final there in the tennis. I'm going to hand you back to Stephen now for the sport that just keeps on giving. It's our NRL update.
Oh, thanks again, Paul. In league news this morning, we check in on see what Warriors team has been named for the clash against the Raiders this weekend. And the NRL has decided to relieve former players from the bunker, and that's where we start this morning. The NRL has relieved its cohort of former players from the bunker's duties in a bid to simplify decision-making and reduce officiating errors on the eve of the 2020 finals. As flagged by the head of football, Graham Annesley, on Monday, a proposal to tweak bunker processes was taken to the ARL Commission and ratified ahead of round 19. Boy, they move very quickly. The new bunker call protocols will see just 1 bunker review, official ruling on referrals for the rest of the season, starting with Thursday's Rabbitohs Bulldogs clash. Of course, the first round coming up this weekend, or not the first round, the first game of the second to penultimate round is what I'm trying to say. Those bunker officials will be drawn from the existing NRL referee squad, with the likes of ex-first graders Brian Norrie, Bo Scott, Ben Lowe, Ben Galia, no longer required on game day. Annesley pointed to the different views in the bunkers in his explanation of how Roosters prof Lindsay Collins was denied a try against Newcastle due to obstruction. Yeah, there's been some strange decisions going on when it comes to try scoring. And finally today, just one change to the Warriors side. Elias Katoa will return to the field this weekend against the Canberra Raiders. That game happening on Sunday at 4 p.m. New Zealand time at Geo Stadium in Canberra. That full Warriors lineup to Vasa Sheik at fullback, who's the skipper, Pompey and Perham on the wings in the midfield. Kegrin and Hiku, Nikarima and Harris Tavita pair up again in the halves, and the rest of the forward pack. Burr, Lawton, Papali, Murchie and Harris, and of course Jazz Tavanga. The interchange bench of Egan, Blair, Katoa, Ali, Curran, Turner, Beale and Berry. And that's our Warriors news. That's it for me today. Ka kite anō. Have a great day. Kia pai tō rā. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Moving on then to the NBA, and there was no action yesterday in the NBA, but today we have the Heat versus the Celtics kicking off their Eastern Finals series, and we have the final game in the Nuggets versus the Clippers in the Western semi-final series. Yes, decider in that one, as it's tied at 3-3 currently. So that's what's happening in the NBA today. Moving on then into rugby, and Theo Tompkinson has got a red card at the weekend for a dangerous dangerous shoulder to the head. It wasn't really a tackle because there were no arms in it at all. He has been given a 6-week ban for that. The entry level was 10 weeks, but his quick remorse and admitting guilt has seen that cut down to 6. The under-20s head coach Craig Philpott has departed the role at New Zealand Rugby, unable to obviously take the tournament this year, or take the team to the tournament this year because of COVID. There is talk that next year, because the under-20s will move to will be in the international window, there may be and Super Rugby should be wrapped up before then. There is a possibility of Super Rugby coaches, one of the Super Rugby coaches, taking over as the under-20s or Baby Blacks coach. New Zealand Rugby have said that basically once they know what the schedule is, they'll make a decision. But yes, that's certainly a possibility. Previously, because of the way that Super Rugby has been set up, they've not been able to do both roles. The All Blacks and the Wallabies have agreed to 2 dates now for the Bledisloe Cup games in New Zealand after the quarantine rules were changed, and those 2 games will be on the 11th of October down in Wellington. Yes, that's correct. It's a Sunday kickoff, Sunday games with in the afternoon as well, with 3:30 p.m. kickoffs, and then on Sunday the 18th of October up in Auckland. So yes, not clashing with the deliberately not clashing with the election on the 17th of October. It's great to see international rugby back, and that everyone has managed to come to an agreement on getting those games scheduled. Those 2 are obviously ahead of the Rugby Championship, which will be taking place in Australia. Moving on then, you have now started your day the best way, up to speed with all of the important sports news. Have a wonderful morning day, folks, and we're back here at 7 a.m. 7 days a week, bringing you the morning sports briefing. Don't forget, you can listen to us on the go. Just download the podcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes. Have a wonderful day, folks, and see you all tomorrow.